Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Soviet Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank, the Object 7032 Black. And yeah, we've got another video on the 7032 Black, and that's because I have enjoyed playing this tank so much. It's been so much fun to play, because that double barrel is memes. Now the double barrel mechanic is probably, at this point, just a little bit broken, because it is so good at putting out damage. Well, okay, when I say broken, what do I think is probably a little bit too, wait, is definitely too strong about it? And that is probably the fact that there's no... So if you don't know, on PC, with the double barrel, if you want to double shot, there's a charge, and it charges there's about 2 or 3 second charge time, and then it fires. On ours, it's instant. The other thing is, they act a little bit like auto-reloaders, in the fact that if you were reloading the second shell, and you're halfway through reloading the second shell, but you choose to fire the first shell that's already loaded, it fully resets both reloads. Whereas that does not happen for us whatsoever. So at ours, you can fire while you're halfway through reloading that second barrel, and then while your cooldown comes into effect, or your intro clip comes into effect, then once that's done, your other barrel's already loaded, which means you put out damage ridiculously quickly. And that's one way it doesn't work on PC, which is why when there was a few comments on the video about the reloads being nerfed again from a tank from PC coming over to console. Oh, they've nerfed it again. They've nerfed the reloads. The reloads look terrible. Well, realistically, the nerfs on the reloads haven't affected it that much, purely because of the ability to dish that damage out so quickly. The fact that there's no reset on the cooldown of a barrel reloading when you fire the one and it's halfway done. This tank is so strong. It is so much fun to play as well. And this is the thing, is I have really enjoyed playing this tank. It's been so good to play, and it's one of those that I just can't wait for the double barrel tech tree, because I think the double barrel tech tree will be a lot of fun. And it's that interesting, it's that niche, right? That interesting thing about it, that new mechanic, that double barrel, the fact that it's not rubbish, the fact that it's actually quite fun to play, and it adds an extra dimension to your gameplay and how you've got to play the tank, really. And yeah, this package of a tank is definitely very good in the fact that it's obviously, the armor's really nice, the mobility is really nice, the gun handling is actually not that bad. At distance, the gun handling can be a bit troll, because you do have that, I think it's 0.44 base accuracy, which, so at range is not great. But the thing is, your turret dispersions and on the move dispersions really are not that bad at all in the 7032. So as you can see, this aim circle basically never blooms out. It basically never blooms out. So the fact that you do have a 3.5 second aim time doesn't matter whatsoever, because it doesn't take long to get the gun ready to shoot the enemy targets whatsoever. And yeah, realistically, I actually don't run the gun stabilizer on this tank anymore. I did run it for the review, and I ran it for most of those replays. But now I actually don't run it, because there's basically still, even without the gun stabilizer, no effect to that reticle whatsoever. It basically still doesn't bloom out that much whatsoever, and thus I can use that equipment slot for something else, like the traction system, for example, so that I can go that little bit faster in this 7032. But yeah, I digress. It's basically, the gun handling is just that good, and the dispersion is that good, that you don't need something like the gun stabilizer. And while on paper it doesn't look very good in terms of that gun handling, that aim time and all that sort of stuff, in reality of playing it, oh boy, the gun handling is really actually quite solid. It's just that you obviously, with it being that Soviet 0.44 accuracy and all that, it just sometimes decides, nah, you know what, I'm just going to miss. And you can see it on the double barrels as well. When you double shot something, sometimes it does, you'll watch both shells fly, and one will like fly top left and one fly top bottom right of the reticle and stuff like that. That's the way you do notice a bit of the derpiness. But on the whole, it's just pretty damn good. So what do I run in terms of a crew on the old 7032? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Trap Mechanic, and Rapid Aim. Now, I do run Deadeye instead of Rapid Aim, because I'm a meme lord like that, and I just like to have the ability to increase my ability to do module damage by 6% for every shot that I fire, with Deadeye, so that those double barrel shots do stuff like that to poor KV-85s and have the chance of setting them on fire and stuff like that, you know, chance of ammo racking, all that good stuff. But, realistically, what do I actually recommend to probably run? Probably rapid aim, because the turret traverse on the 7032 is pretty slow, so you want to try and help it to get this gun on target as quickly as you humanly can do, because it can be pretty damn snappy, and because the turret traverse, like I say, is pretty slow, you just want to help it out with rapid aim to get that a little bit quicker. All the gun perks, because like I say, it does have .44 accuracy, and if I'm not going to run the gun stabilizer, I do want to make this gun better if I can. And then in terms of equipment, I do run vents, optics, and the traction system. Traction system to get me up to 41 kilometers an hour, help the track traverse, make it feel nicer. The vents to make everything about the tank better, like the DPM and such. And optics to be able to spot for myself. And finished that game with the victory, the 4 kills, 5.7k damage, 411 assistance, 2.6k blocks as well. The sniper, steel wall, the high caliber, the first class for 2.1k base XP. Which would normally be an ace tanker, which is a very, very nice game, but that was a first class. But yeah, so the vents makes everything about the tank way better. Or should I say way better? It just makes it slightly better in every regard, like your aim time, your accuracy, your DPM, all that good stuff. And it also helps your crew for making like stuff like rapid aim better as well. So your turret traverse gets better with that. And then optics, because you are blind, that is the one downside of the 703-2, is that, yeah, you've got 350 meters view range, and you are very, very blind. So thus, you want to try and make it so that you are not blind, so that you can at least try to spot for yourself. I mean, realistically, that's the reason I run vents, is because I want to push that view range up high as possible, because 350 is pretty damn blind. But if you weren't that bothered and you wanted to, you could drop vents and run something like the powertrain as well, just to get even faster, because with the powertrain you'll go probably about 42 to 43 kilometers an hour too, which is really nice, and again would be exceptionally mobile for this kind of heavy tank, which is pretty damn well armoured and has such fantastic guns. It's completely down to you and how you want to play the tank, but yeah. I just thought, you know what, I've enjoyed this tank so much. That's why I decided to just do a second video on it, because, yeah, I've just enjoyed playing it, and it's been so much great fun, and you saw that in the first replay. The second replay that we've got here, we are on Ghost Town, and we're just waiting for our barrels to reload before we get involved in the fight again. We did manage to get a double shot into that A44 at the start, and realistically the way to do it with these double barrels is fire single shot, because that's the best way of keeping your DPM higher and just keeping your guns firing non-stop. But if you feel like you're going to get the ability to put 2 shots into someone, but you're not going to get the ability to... Well, okay, so let's rephrase that. If you feel like you're not going to get the ability to fire your gun, like fire one, get the intraclip, fire another, get the intraclip, fire another, you feel like you're only going to get the chance to get that one shot into someone, go for the double barrel. Go for the double barrel into them, and then put the 2 shots in and pull back to somewhere where you can reload. Try to stick single shot where you know that you're going to get the opportunity to put all of the shells into people. They're not going to get away from you, and that means you will put more damage out generally. Also, for what you've just seen on the HWK-12, when you can just kill someone. So that HWK-12, I knew, again, that I probably would have had the opportunity to get one into him, then get the inch clip and do it again. But I decided, you know what, I can kill that guy in one shell. I may as well, one double barrel. I may as well get the double barrel into him and finish him off. We managed to get 2 shots there into the Ramatar Ballsig, because I realised, oh, you know what, I could wait for the double shot to get the kill on the Ballsig, but actually, I can fire, wait for the intraclip, and by the time the intraclip's in, I'll have the second shot ready to go on the Ballsig, which is exactly what we did, and we shot that guy down. We're now down to 2.5k down. We're up to 2.5k. Now make that 3k damage, and we're just waiting for our reloads now. This 703-2 was my target, but now we're nearly reloaded. We can get the shot into the Dreadnought. I was kind of hoping to track and pen the Dreadnought there, but he didn't quite turn enough for me to be able to get the pen as well as the track, and we only tracked him in place. Now he's down to a 1-shot for us. We pull out and get the shot through to shut down the Dreadnoughts. That's a big gun out this game, which is always glorious. There's a heavy tank on our left. The 703-2 that we were shooting at a minute ago, I assume is the one that's at G3. So we're going to keep our gun looking at the SU-130PM in case that SU-130PM pulls out, but he doesn't, so we're going to go for the double barrel and the ram into this 1951. So I felt like with the double barrel I might be able to high rolling killing, but it doesn't quite happen. But we do get the ram to get the 28 extra hit points off of that bloke. We're up to 4.1k damage, and we're going to go help this light tank out now to try and get rid of the 7032. There is the SU-130PM that's on the corner that we do have to be careful of at E4. Then we get detected and spotted, and it's like, what's going on? Okay, Mr. E25, we get a shot into that E25, and he manages to get back behind cover. We're just keeping an eye on the SU-130PM, and there we go. He ends up getting shut down, so we know that our right-hand side is covered. So what we're going to do now is try our best to get the shots into the Object 7032, but we started getting shot at by the Vanguard, or the ELC 90, AMX ELC 90, whatever it is. So yeah, we tried to get the double shot into that guy, but unfortunately only one of the two shots hit, because obviously if you use the double barrel, it is two separate shells, so RNG can go against you with that. So the two separate shells have their own RNG, and one can hit and pen, and one can bounce or just miss in general, and that's what happened against the ELC even 90. There we go, we got the name right in the end. And that's what happened against the ELC even 90. So basically the first shell hit, but the second shell hit the floor in front of it. We're going for the shot into the E25 there, but unfortunately that shot missed by a country mile. Now, I kind of wish I hadn't fired at that E25, I'm just waiting for the double barrel, but we're waiting for the second shell to come in just so we can get rid of this little pest. And pest control at your service. Get out of here, you little pest. We get rid of the ELC even 90. We're up to 5.6k damage with 6 kills. Finished the game with a really nice total for the Object 7032 Black. Yet again, 6 kills, 5.6k damage, 2.1k blocked. Good amount of credits. The high caliber Top Gun, the Steel Wall, the first class, because 2.1k base XP was still a first class. And a damn nice game for the 7032. Honestly, I've thoroughly enjoyed this tank. And this tank makes me excited for that tech tree line, because they did announce on Friday that the tech tree line is coming in the next season at some point. So I can't wait for that. And this tank just definitely whets the appetite for the double barrels. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success!